Jack Jones was one of the most promising prospects coming out of that New England Patriots 2022 draft. In fact, honestly, if we even look at that Patriots 2022 draft at this point, the only guy that is hanging on by an absolute thread is Marcus Jones. If it's not for Marcus Jones, that is one of the worst draft classes under Bill Belichick that we have ever seen. But in this one, we are going to be talking about how the New England Patriots are releasing second-year cornerback Jack Jones. Not a trade. Now they're straight up releasing him. And this is due to a couple things: poor play and major time disciplinary issues. As always, guys, I am Patriots Global. Make sure on your way in, if you guys have not already, subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. We cover everything about this team from top to bottom: signs, trades, releases. We even do post-game live streams where we break the game down. We do everything involving this team, so it would mean the world if you guys join the family and hit that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's hop into today's video about Jack Jones. Jack Jones, man, just the only thing I can say at this point is good job throwing your career away. You had such a promising rookie year. I mean, picking off Aaron Rodgers, returning it for a touchdown, that is no easy task. And it looked like Jack Jones could be a guy that the Patriots build off of. Before J.C. Jackson got traded back to the Patriots, right before the trade deadline, we were talking about how, wow, Christian Gonzalez, Jack Jones, this could be the best tandem of cornerbacks in the entire National Football League. Now, we're not able to say that. And the big thing comes down to disciplinary issues with Jack Jones. And there's been a lot of issues that have happened throughout his career. So excuse me if I miss one or two as I try to recap all of them. Before the Patriots drafted him, one of the big reasons that the stock really went down for Jack Jones is a guy that could have been a back-end first-round pick to a second-round pick, ended up being a fourth-round selection by the New England Patriots because of his off-field issues. Bad personality problems, not to mention the fact that he robbed a Panda Express. That gave him issues in college. Transitions to the NFL, you think, okay, the Patriots are going to be able to iron this guy out, right? They've done it several times with players in the past with personality issues. J.C. Jackson actually had some of those same issues coming out of the draft. As a UDFA, the big reason J.C. Jackson hadn't gotten drafted was because he had big personality issues, which is why teams stayed away from them. Patriots obviously got the best out of J.C. Jackson, so wasn't too worried at the time. Whatever, plays a good rookie season with the New England Patriots, and we'll get into those stats here later in this video. But at the end of the season, we don't see much of Jack Jones. He gets placed on injured reserve, and then right at the end of the season, we hear that he's actually suspended. Him and Jake Bailey were the two players that got suspended. Apparently, Jack Jones was not showing up to his rehab meetings, and when he was showing up late, not taking it seriously. That led to him ultimately getting suspended. A couple months later, we reach the offseason, and we hear that Jack Jones is getting arrested and potentially facing up to several years of jail time as he brought 2 firearms to Logan Airport. Now, luckily enough for him, he was able to beat the case. He got some community service, ultimately wasn't able to go to jail. You would think that that would be the wake-up call for Jack Jones. After you bring 2 loaded firearms to an airport, get away with it, and are still able to play football, you would think that that would be the turning moment for Jack Jones to say, you know what, I need to wake up. I have talent. I'm on an NFL roster right now with an opportunity to be a starting cornerback on this team. I got to get it together. I got the talent. I just need to get it together. But he doesn't do that. One of the last training camps for the New England Patriots, one of the last practices for them, there was a moment where Jack Jones just left the practice field. Why did he leave the practice field? Not entirely sure. Teammates tried to rowdy around him, tried to get him back. He essentially pushed them off and went out to the locker room. Later returned to practice. He didn't get any real disciplinary issues, but you cannot just end up randomly leaving practice. Even fast forward to the season that we're currently in, and the New England Patriots after that Miami game against the Commanders, actually had to give disciplinary action to Jack Jones. They essentially were sitting him for the majority of that game. After the game, he left the facility. He didn't hang around teammates. He didn't talk to the press. He was not a professional athlete. He just left the facility. This past week here against the Colts, the Patriots decided that they were going to have J.C. Jackson not travel, which means that Jack Jones was going to get his last opportunity to show that he can be a professional athlete that can just do what the team asks of him to do, both on and off the field. He doesn't do that, gets limited play time, reportedly has personality issues with his lack of playing time yet again, and this has led to him essentially getting released. Now, his agent did touch on him getting released by saying, "Certainly, we want to thank the Patriots organization for drafting Jack Jones. Jack is an immense talent and looks forward to making an immediate contribution to his next team as soon as Sunday." So clearly, this team, this agent, believes that he is going to be on a team very, very quick. And Jack Jones, he's shown the talent in the past, but so far this season, really has not looked that good. And with his personality issues, with his legal issues, I don't know what team is going to look to claim him this fast. And it would not surprise me if Jack Jones is on a practice squad before he's on a regular act. And one more thing that I actually forgot to mention is that when the Patriots did sit him for the majority of the game against the Commanders, after that game, again, he just walked out of the locker room immediately after the game. He actually liked a tweet, and since then, he disliked it. And I made a TikTok about this. Again, if you guys want to see more content that you don't see here on this channel, I make a lot of content on Twitter, a lot of content over on TikTok, and over on Instagram. So if you want to see more Patriots, more of my thoughts and exclusive content, check out my social medias, link in the description below. But he essentially liked a tweet that says, "Damn Jack," essentially just saying that he should have stayed locked up. He should have essentially went to jail versus playing with the New England Patriots. Again, resulting in these big personality issues. But we look at his play so far this season, and it really has not been anything to brag about. Now, of course, not JC Jackson, but Jack Jones, rather, hasn't played a whole lot this season. Starting the year on injured reserve, dealing with some injury problems, coming on when he was finally healthy enough, and then dealing with these on and off the field issues, which led to him getting benched and limited snaps. We look at how he's played so far this season: 10 solo tackles, 0 interceptions, 11 total targets, allowing 8 receptions on those 11 targets. Not to mention that he's allowing a passer rating of 136.6 when targeted and is allowing 14.4 yards per reception on average. He also only has 3 total stops in the run game. He's had some really good moments, but he's also had some very, very bad moments, especially in terms of tackling. Makes some great plays behind the line of scrimmage at times, defending the run. But then there's times where there's a screen pass going right past him, and Jack Jones has terrible situational awareness and doesn't know the play that's going on around him. And now the opposing offense is picking up an extra 10, 15 yards on him because Jack Jones doesn't know where in God's name he is. Overall, this year so far, he was putting up a PFF grade of 46.6, a run defensive grade of 68.5, with a pass rush grade of 69.4, and a coverage grade of 48.2. In comparison to how he performed in 2022, was very different. In 2022, that rookie year, he had 26 solo tackles, 2 interceptions. He was targeted 40 times, allowing just he was targeted 40 times, allowing just 20 receptions on those 40 targets, put up an overall PFF grade of 74.7, a run defensive grade of 61, and a coverage grade of 76. Overall, last year, he was allowing a much better passer rating. He was only allowing a passer rating last year of 63.1, showing us that he could definitely be a starting outside corner. Maybe not number 1, but very well could be the number 2 cornerback for the New England Patriots. And last year was allowing 15.3 yards per reception with 0 sacks and 7 missed tackles. So clearly a day and night difference from what we saw last year with Jack Jones to what we're seeing this year. What do the Patriots do now that Jack Jones is out of the question? Well, if it makes you feel better, they weren't playing him very much the last couple of weeks. He only played 10 snaps this past week against the Colts. Unfortunately, New England is very banged up in the secondary, and what this means is that essentially they can't get banged up any more than they are. Jonathan Jones, Miles Bryant, and Shaun Wade, Those are your starting corners. And if those guys get injured, the Patriots are essentially pulling guys from practice squads at that point in order to fill in. You're not getting Christian Gonzalez back. You're not getting Marcus Jones back. No help is on the way. It is up to those guys to stay healthy and shut down. The Patriots defense was really the only thing keeping them in play, keeping them competitive for the most part. But now with more depth gone in the secondary, New England Patriots could continue to be on the decline. What are your guys' thoughts on the release, though, of Jack Jones? Let me know in the comment section below. Remember to leave a big like on this video and, of course, subscribe to the channel for all of your New England Patriots news. As always, though, I appreciate you guys for watching, but most importantly, never forget, go Pats.